So children, now you know about the traffic rules. You also know the rules that govern our behavior in a society, right? Now tell me an example for each one.
We should drive the vehicles along the left. This is a traffic rule.
Very good.
If you want to see something in a colony meeting or a panchayat meeting, you should wait for your turn. This is a rule for society members.
Very good. Nature also has some rules. A rule in nature means, come what may, a certain event or a thing has to happen. Any idea?
Day, night and again day.
The cycle of seasons is also a rule of nature, is it not?
You are right. We cannot change rules of nature. For example, the sunrise, the sunset, the changing phases of the moon, ebbs and tides in a sea, the pull of Earth's gravity. These are all the events in nature which occur on their own, naturally, right? And they happen at their appointed time. The rules in nature are never outdated. The time never affects them. For example, the sun rose in the year 2022 but did not on a day in 2023. Such a thing never happens, right? And the man can never change these rules. Moreover, the rules in nature are very stable, definite. For example, sprouting of a seed, growth of a plant, flowering, and then fruits. You know about the water cycle, right? It also follows all the rules. Sharada, why don't you tell us about that?
Water evaporates and becomes vapor. Vapor is light in weight, so it goes up in the sky. There it forms clouds. When the clouds become cold, the droplets start falling down. That means it rains. Rainwater later flows as rills and streams which meet the rivers. Finally, the rivers with all their water flow into a sea. Again, the same sea water turns into vapor. Am I right?
Absolutely right.
But why these rules? What is their purpose?
Rules help us to do our work properly. Then there is no injustice to anyone. Everyone gets equal opportunities. Getting me?
What does injustice mean?
Injustice. Okay, let me give you an example. Some money lenders cheat the illiterate farmers. These farmers cannot read or write. So, they cannot keep the accounts that they have repaid all the loans along with the interest taken from the money lender. And money lender keeps telling the farmer that he still owes him some money. Now this is injustice. So there are some rules: how much was the loan, how much is repaid, etc. All the details are written on a bank paper. Then the money lender cannot cheat the illiterate farmers. Right? Here is one more example. A housemaid is also cheated by the housewife who employs her. Okay? In spite of working for a full month, if the housemaid does not get full pay, it is injustice. So, the groups of housemates decide upon some rules about the rights of both the maids and their employees. There are also some rules about their behavior to each other. This is how the injustice can be avoided. Isn't it great? It is also a rule that we cannot discriminate between a son and a daughter. It is injustice not to enroll the girls in a school or to give them less food. Girls also need nutritious food as boys do, right? So the rules are made to avoid such injustice. Understood? Good.
Teacher, in our school we do not have such discrimination. We give the same food to everyone.
Right, Sharda. We do not have such discrimination in our school. Traditions mean the customs a society has been following for a long time. In a way, these are also rules, but the society members themselves follow them on their own. There is no need to frame any official rules for them. If a person does not like a particular social custom, he does not follow them, but the society does not punish him. Getting my point?
Tai, we follow many good customs, isn't it so? My parents say that to raise a goody is a good thing. So is the celebration of festivals such as the Ganesh festival?
These all are good customs. Similarly, to welcome our guests, to honor them and extend our hospitality to them are also very desirable customs and traditions. Now tell me, where did you learn that we should behave well with our grandparents and other relatives and should also help them when necessary?
Our parents always help others. I have always watched it. So I also wish to do the same.
Right. You must be knowing that some of our festivals are associated with environment. We go very close to the nature that day. And those celebrations help us to maintain the environmental balance. Now tell me, where do your mother and her friends go on a Vata Purnima day?
They go to worship the banyan tree.
Right. A procession of people carrying potted plants on head. As it passes through a city or a village, it helps creating awareness about the importance of trees in our lives. Is growing and maintaining a garden of trees in memory of the persons who are no more. On a special full moon's night, we worship sea. You all like animals, don't you? They also love us a lot, help us, and we too love them.
Yes, I like my dog very much. I look after him.
In the same way, farmers love their bullocks. They celebrate a special bullock festival. On that day, they give a nice bath to their bullocks, do their puja and aarti, make sweet chapatis for them, and give them full rest. Can you tell me the name of one more festival associated with an animal? Anyone? Sharada? You put Mehendi on that day. Remember?
Oh, yes. Now I remember. It is Nag Panchami.
Yes. Since the ancient times, our society has been a believer in two main values of non-violence and peace. That is why we do not kill any living beings. We are peaceful and do not quarrel with anyone unnecessarily. However, we also have some undesirable and wrong customs in our society. They are harmful to us. Like caste discrimination is one such custom. I'll explain. It means to discriminate on the basis of caste, to believe that there are higher as well as lower castes and that the lower does not deserve certain rights. Earlier, there used to be quarrels because of this. Now the things are changing. But there was also another very bad custom, untouchability.
The word sounds familiar, but what does it exactly mean?
Untouchability means not to touch a person of a particular class or a caste. Such a bad practice does not become us, human beings.
But we do not do this. I even eat from my friend's tiffin.
Exactly. But this was common earlier. This type of behavior is an injustice to that caste. Instead of discriminating on the basis of caste, we should all think of ourselves as belonging to one caste, and that is human beings. Understand? After our Bharat became independent, certain rules were made for the entire country. Okay? Our constitution consists of such rules. One of these rules was to ban the custom of untouchability. And now, there is no higher or lower caste distinction. Now, another inhuman custom that was also banned was that of sati tradition. Yes, if a woman became a widow, she was burnt alive on the pyre of her dead husband. Now, there is no such tradition. Earlier, there used to be child marriages. If a boy less than the age of 21 and a girl less than the age of 18 married, it was considered a child marriage. But actually, their ages were much younger at the time of marriage. In rural areas, this custom still persists on a small scale. If we come to know of this, we should stop it. Okay? Is it right or wrong if a 14-year-old boy and a 12-year-old girl are married off? What do you think?
But we do not do this.
Sometimes bridegroom's family demands a lot of money, gold, car, even a house from the family of the bride. This is known as dowry. Now, this dowry system is banned by the law. By the way, Mihir, which class are you in?
In the 5th.
And Sharda, you?
I am also in the 5th.
So listen, children. Many times, poor children do not get to attend schools. Due to poverty and lack of education, these children face a lot of problems in their life. It is necessary to change this situation. Maximum number of children should get education, right? Then they would get jobs or start a small business. And finally, poverty will be much less and we all can make progress together, right? So, some of the major obstacles in our society were caste discrimination, gender inequality, and less opportunities for women to get education. Many social reformers like Mahatma Jyotirao Phule, Rajarshi Shahu Maharaj, and Baba Saheb Ambedkar, they all tried their best to get rid the society of these obstacles. Maharshi Dhondo Keshav Karve, Savitribai Phule, and her colleague Fatima Sheikh have a lion's share in the field of women's education. Their efforts have brought positive changes in the society, you know. So, rules are necessary to maintain equality in a society, to ensure justice for all, to see that no one troubles anyone, and each one behaves well with others. All should accept what is proper and not do anything improper, in other words, to be fair to all. So children, what is environment?
Trees, flowers, fruits.
We have nature around us. We should protect that nature also. For this too, we need rules. We depend a lot on nature, right? Nature fulfills many of our needs. Now tell me, what all we get from nature?
Wood, water, air.
Sharada, what does sea give us?
Water, salt, conches, shells, sand.
All these things constitute our natural wealth. Animals, birds, insects, plants, and hills are also the part of natural wealth. We should take care and preserve this wealth, right? Our next generations should also be able to use it. The balance in nature should be maintained. For that, we need to preserve nature. We must not exhaust this wealth. It is also necessary to stop loudspeakers after 10 p.m. In public places, loudspeakers cause noise pollution. It is harmful for everyone, including animals and birds.
At a crossroad near our house, they use mic at such a loud volume that it troubles all.
During Ganeshotsav, this noise crosses all limits, right? During this festival, we also have a problem of the disposal of dry flowers and leaves. Devotees offer fresh flowers to Ganesha, but in a couple of days, heaps of discarded dry flowers get accumulated next to the idols. It is not allowed to dispose it off in a river. Ideally, it should be turned into natural fertilizer. This will also help us to keep the rivers clean. There is a ban on felling trees in reserved forests. You are also not allowed to hunt the animals in such forests. Understand? So whenever we see any activity that can damage the environment, we must request the concerned persons not to do that. Otherwise, we should register a complaint in the nearest police station. It is of utmost importance that we all should follow the rules made for protecting our environment. What did we learn? Man cannot change the rules of nature. It is necessary to frame the rules so that there is no injustice to anyone and everyone gets equal opportunity. There are rules against caste discrimination and gender discrimination. There are also the rules for the protection of environment. Earlier, there were wrong customs like going sati, untouchability and child marriage. It is our duty to preserve natural wealth and protect the environment. Exercises. Write 2 names for each. Pioneers of women's education. Undesirable bad customs. Ways to protect the environment. Pioneers in removing caste discrimination and untouchability. Write whether proper or improper. Branches of a tree were cut for Holi. Forest guards protect the reserved forests. Yesterday, there was a child marriage at Pargaon. The owner deducted the money from Ranjana Bai's salary. There is caste discrimination in one boys' group.